Okay, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys the ultimate gem of how I gathered over 300,000 people on social media. Now, this comprises of TikTok, Instagram Reels, the Instagram itself, and across all my social media platforms like Facebook, like Twitter, and the rest. And I'm sure that I've not reached the ultimate point to say, like, I'm going to be giving you guys the advice that's going to change your lives, but this is worthwhile, and it's something that I'm sure if you pay attention, you are going to gain a lot from this video. So if you are new to this channel, just know that my videos from now henceforth will not have any flashy edits, will not have any distractive text animations and anything that's going to make you not learn what you are supposed to. So give me a thumbs up and drop a comment to just support me, and also don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into the video without wasting any more time. So this is a little flowchart that I created to show you guys exactly how I got all this following and how I navigated the whole social media issues that people encounter. And yeah, this is like my 5th or 6th year making content professionally, and I'd say I've learned a lot over time. The first thing I learned is it takes a whole process, and then in this video I'm going to be breaking down all that process and telling you guys exactly how you can scale and make professional, amazing content that is going to give you that virality that you need. And then from some of the advice I'm going to be sharing, you can just do whatever you want, and in the end just see results as you grow. Don't give up. Yep, don't give up. That's supposed to be an ending note, but yes, let me tell you from the beginning. So this is my TikTok growth reference right here. You can see how I progressed from having 1,000 to 338 to 727.6k to 2.2 million, and then you can see the transformation. And here I made a little flow chart to show you guys the process, and I'm going to be showing you guys the errors, and I'm going to be showing you guys some of the collaborations that I've made, and then my analytics for Instagram. And here I have these little notes that I'll be leaving in the description for you guys to download. It's just basically some of the things that I'll be saying here, but in a summarized form. That's so that you guys can have something to keep and just study whenever you're feeling down or when you feel like the industry is against you. So without wasting much time, let's get into the video. So this is what you need to start content creation right now. And I'm not lying or capping. I'm just telling you guys exactly what I used to start. The first thing I got was a phone. I was using an iPhone 7, then I upgraded to an iPhone 8 Plus, and then I upgraded to iPhone X. And all during that process, my mobile device have always come through for me. It's been like something that I've been using in every situation to get content on the road, to get my my TikTok started, my Facebook, and when I started making contents on Instagram, that was the first thing that saved me a lot of time because I couldn't afford a DSLR camera. So I used my phone for some time until I could afford so much money to buy a camera. The video you are watching right now is being shot on a Sony ZV-E10 Pro, and it has a 16mm Sigma. So that's what we call growth, from an iPhone 7 to a real cam. Then the second thing you'll be needing is an editing app or software. Now, some of the softwares that we see nowadays have simplified features, AI powered, and it is very easy to use. So it is something that you can go download CapCut for free, and I've made a couple videos on this channel showing you guys how to color grade, how to cut, and then how to make visualizers. You can check them via the link in the description, or maybe just go to my channel. If you are subscribed, you are going to see a lot more resources about how to edit. That's because I'm giving you guys a free gem to see that you progress in all round of your content creation journey and your music. And here we have a tripod. Now this tripod is like going to give you like an opportunity to keep the phone stable. So if you have a tripod, you can use it, you can improvise and turn it into a gimbal. That way you can just move around without having to hold the phone in your hands and just have a shaky visual. Then you need an internet access, which nowadays everyone has an internet access. It is very easy to access the internet without really stressing yourself. All you need to do is just subscribe to like an internet server, and boom, like you are watching this video now with your data. So yep, there's every possibility that you have an internet connection. Then the last is YouTube. Just like you're watching this right now, I started watching YouTube around 2015, 2016. I was going to a cyber cafe and I was always watching stuff and learning every single day. I started editing on a Wondershare Filmora. Then I upgraded to Camtasia Pro From Camtasia, I started using Premiere Pro, then I went to Final Cut, and right now I'm using CapCut, all thanks to YouTube. I learned everything on YouTube. So here, this is the transformation journey, and it's just to give you guys a sense of motivation, to let you guys know that everything is possible. Now, this was me in 2012. I was just a young kid with no info of whatsoever. I did not know what to do, but I had to revert to YouTube, and with my internet access, I started learning how to shoot and edit on my phone. And this is me in 2021. I amassed 1 million views on my YouTube channel. That's the first one I ever opened. And right now we have 2.5 million views on that channel, and it keeps growing. So it's a continuous process. And here's an evidence of how many followers I have. I have 157,000 as at the time of recording this video, and I have 140.4, and I have 27,000 on Facebook. Now, before I go into showing you guys what you need to know about all this stuff, I'd like to show you guys what I've learned over time as a business person, and I apply them into my content creation journey and my social media development. Now you can see this is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. This is how I divide every year. The first quarter of the year, I spend time observing and learning. And then the second quarter, I go through execution and team gathering. So this translates into the third quarter, which is Q3, from around July, August, September, because, you know, gathering team takes a lot of time and effort. So I take my time to make sure that one is sorted, and I start executing and posting back to back to back to back. Like if you notice, I was not posting much from January to like March, because I was trying to learn and gather information. Then in April, May, like right now, you can see I'm executing, and I've expanded my team, and I'm doing so many more stuff. So in Q3, I'll still be doing the same thing, but I'll be making everything that I've already started better, more defined, and much more like transparent in a way. So in Q4, it is a time for looking at the milestone, and then we can now focus on continuity, which is like trying to get a new year resolution, trying to do so many amazing stuff that we were not able to do in the previous year. So if you look at it now, why I said this is something I got from my business work and everything that I've been doing so far with my colleagues, is because we believe in phases, and we believe in concept and design. We believe in marketing and launch preparation. So why we break this into Q1, Q3, Q2, and Q4 is because breaking your plans into phases only makes it a little bit more defined. And then if you have a concept and design of what you want to do, which basically for concept design and all that stuff, I use an app called Google Keep. It's absolutely free. You can go download it. I use an app also called Notion. It's absolutely free unless you want to go pro and get some more features. So I get my concepts. I use Pinterest to get my designs. And then for the marketing, that's where we do sponsored ads and a little more stuff to just reach more audience. Then launch preparation is just like this milestone and continuity. You have evidence of growth, so you can pitch for more collaborations and get more info from people without really stressing yourself. So I've broken down this into processes to just show you guys a little more details about how I make sure everything is being executed without getting like in trouble in any sort, and just doing things the way they are supposed to be, one step at a time. Now, the first thing I do when I tell people to learn about content creation or try to get more followers on social media is I tell them to define their niche. So this is it. Define your niche. Like for me, I make more of musical stuff, and I've been doing that for quite some time. I've been doing that for ages, for as long as I can remember. Only thing it have done is it have brought a lot of music lovers, music enthusiasts to my page, and they're like, oh wow, we love what you do, so we're sticking around to see more tutorials about that. And that way I've been able to like gain a lot of recognition and discoverability. So here's the little note that I made in order to like just support this. The first thing you do once you want to get your niche is you need to identify your interests and your passion. This is very important. Like, so here it says you can start by listing topics you are genuinely interested in and passionate about. Your niche should ideally align with something you enjoy or you are knowledgeable about, and this will keep you motivated and engaged over time. Then the second thing you need to know about getting a niche is assess your skills and expertise. So like I said, without really just compressing your brain and getting things complicated, you can use YouTube, you can use Google. There's AI platform like ChatGPT you can use to like get more insight and info about that. And then research and market demand. You need to know like what people want in various areas. You need to like use Google Trends, keyword research tools, or social media analytics to see what people are searching for and what they are talking about. This can help you understand what audiences are interested in and where they might be. So this is self-explanatory. I always do my market demand, and while we progress, I'll show you guys how useful it is and how it's been able to make sure that my timeline have been going seamlessly and like without any compromise. So you need to analyze the competition. You need to check out what content creators are doing, the potential niches that your friends have taken over, and then maybe you can try something else. Then you can also get like an insight on how saturated what you want to do is, so you can just stay away from it and get something else to do, because your unique angle and your perspective can play a huge role in the value you deliver. So the fifth one is you need to define your unique selling point, which is the USP. The USP is pretty much as important as any other stuff. Now, because this makes like your content creator journey a little bit like much more stylish. The approach, the depth of knowledge, and even the way you engage with your community is based off of your unique selling points. And yeah, your unique selling point is something that you can find by doing all the ones at the top. And then here, if you go to 6, you can see that it's in collaboration with this unique selling point. It says consider your audience engagement. So with your unique selling point, you can also just use an opportunity to get your audiences to engage. So think about the type of audience you want to attract and how you plan to engage with them. Your niche should appeal to a specific audience whose interests align with your content. Pretty much important and self-explanatory. So you need to test your ideas. Like I said at this part, I was saying something about concept and design, then marketing and launch preparation. You can see while we are doing the observation and learning stage, during the execution and team gathering, you are going to realize that some things you observed probably did not work. So you have to go back and reconsider your thoughts and your opinions and just see how you can test run new stuff to see if people really enjoy it. So you need to refine your focus based on the feedback from your audience engagement and your tests. This is pretty much self-explanatory. So I'll be going to the next one, which is be consistent and patient. I'm going to be dealing with that very soon, but for now, all I'm going to say is if you start content creation journey, you have to see to the end. If not, it's just going to be like a waste of time. So the second one in the part of the process is create high quality content. Now, you can be consistent like in the process tree here, but if you are not creating high quality content, there's going to be a big issue, and the gap between good content and terrible content is very wide. If you're making content because you just want to make content and you are not enjoying it and trying to make it better, it ends up biting you at the end. So posting consistently is good, but you need to create high quality content in order to get good feedback. Like I told you guys, I started with an iPhone 7 and then I progressed to an iPhone 8 Plus. Then I progressed, mind you, before the iPhone 7, I was using an Android phone. So if you're watching this video and you think you can't use an Android phone to make good stuff, you are really missing out on a lot. So here we have post consistently, which is in relationship with this one. And then you can see at the fourth part of the process, we have engage with your audience, right? Now, if you look at this definition of niche and the little notes that I kept here, you can see that consider at point 6, consider audience engagement. It still works with this part. So if you look at the little notes I kept here, you can see things like reply comments, ask questions, and run polls. This is a key note because you can't be boring. You can't just be stressing out people and just anytime you come, you want to just post product and expect them to engage. So your connection with the audience builds some kind of trust over time. It is pretty much solid and important for you guys to engage with your audience. And now for the fifth one, you need to use hashtags wisely. This is something that is pretty much solid. And then the use of hashtags is number 1, discoverability. The second one is for trending topics. The third one is for community and for your campaigns. The fourth is content filtering and organization. Fifth is event tracking. And the sixth one is brand identity. Like I checked some time ago and I saw that hashtag Hitsound producer has over 10 million usage on TikTok. And I was like, woo, wow, that's amazing. That can convert into a lot of things for you. Now, if people just search that hashtag and you are the king in that hashtag, it means you own that space. So I make sure that I consider that in order not to just burn out my bridges and just stay stagnant. So the sixth one is collaborate with others. Now, in respect to this collaboration, right, I kept a little side here to show you guys the use of collaboration. Now, I've done collaboration with a lot of people, and this is the biggest so far. This is my collaboration with Don Jazzy. And in total, this post had thousands of likes. And this is why, because Don Jazzy has 15.5 million followers. I know what that means. 15 million people are following him because of value and because he is somebody of uttermost importance. So me collaborating with him is a big win for me, and that generated over 10,000 followers from the very first 2 days that we made that post. Then going down here, you can see I've collaborated with my fellow producers like Timmy Beats, I've collaborated with Smith Beats for a big event, and I've collaborated with First Class, which is an example of collaboration because artists can also collaborate with producers, producers can collaborate with artists, and producers can collaborate with producers, which makes it pretty much interesting because with collaboration now, you can see here, my analytics keeps getting more people, keep getting more exposure, and in the end, it just makes everything sum up into a big success story. Now, the seventh one is leverage trends and challenges. So I made a different era board showing you guys how I've progressed over time. If you look here closely, you can see that this style of content I was making had this yellow branding. The text font was totally different. The style of dressing and the environment, the set I was using was entirely different. That's because at that era, this was what everybody wanted. And you can see here 24,000, 18,000, 13,000. It had a lot of success. So I kept up like with the trend, and I kept making videos that were of value to people at that time, and it translated into followers. This generated me a lot of followers. I'm not sure, but somewhat around 25,000 people followed me from this content. And then I now transcended to this era. So this era was before this part. You can see here I have 6,000 views, here 8,000, 7, 10, and 12. I wasn't getting much like feedback because it was still a test run process, but it taught me a lot. Over time, I had to upgrade and then get more lighting, bought my softbox, and did a lot of stuff to just make it cool and amazing. Then you can see this is a more recent era. You can see we have 35,000 views, 38,000, 18, 21, and you can see the set is looking a little bit different. It's just like this set you see right now. And this is my most recent content rollout. And that's to show you that I leverage on trends and the challenges that come with that era. You should too, in order to just stay in line with what's happening. So you need to promote your social media page. Now, I promised myself that I was going to make videos about ad campaigns and how you can use meta suits, how you can make your stuff go viral on TikTok with ad campaign, because it is something that is very visible and easy to connect and do. So don't worry about it. I'm going to be giving you guys a video for this part of the whole process of how you can get yourself out there, because I've done a couple campaigns on Instagram and on TikTok, and it have shown good results. So you need to promote your social media. You can do stuff like give bloggers, just spread your videos around and see what can click. You don't know, you never can tell. So analyze your performance. It was part of the notes here when I was talking about define your niche, but this is what I mean. If you look closely here, you can see that my total account reach is around 229,743 in the last 1 month or so. And I have like 2% from ads because I ran some ad campaign. And then you can see here, I have a total of 3.1% more people interested from my following. And then here we have plus 39.9% and a total of 71.5% non-followers. Now, over time, if I stay consistent and I apply some of the rules at the top, it's just only going to convert into more and more people being interested in what I have to offer in a long run. You can look at the impressions here. I observe how people connect with what I make, and that way it just makes it a little bit less intensive. You can see here from the impressions, we have 2,045,000 people just seeing the stuff, and the stuff just going around and just pulling up on their Instagram feeds And now this impression plays a huge role, because with 2 million people observing and knowing that there is a hit sound in existence, it converts into a lot more than you can think. It converts into product sales, it converts into views, likes, and a lot more than we think we can see. And like you see, a total of 173,000 come from Reels. Woof! Then from my posts, just the normal posts, I have 150,000. Then from stories, I have 16.5 thousand. Then here from just normal videos that are not Reels, we have 642, because Instagram discontinued that feature. So analytics plays a huge role. Do not play with analytics. You have to be very observant. Then the 10th part of this process is be patient and stay persistent. Now, why this is because if you look at these two images, this was me from like God knows when, 9 years, 10 years ago, and this is me like 3 years ago, and this is me now. I started this channel like sometime in 2022, and look at the growth. All you guys watching this video come from like me being consistent and persistent with my journey. So you need to just make sure that there is so much amazing stuff you have to offer. Follow these processes like observation and learning, and try to execute more, and make sure that there is a profitable margin between what you are doing and what you stand to gain in the end. And that like there's so many amazing stuff you have to offer to your audience to make them stick around and see your growth process. So to just support this, you can look here. When I started my TikTok page, this is 1,000 views, and that's because over time people keep watching, but the video quality is pretty bad. And this is me just doing my thing. I was just running. Then over time, I started making these videos all with my phone. Then look at the margin. At 338,000, I was already gaining more traction, and I've added a little feature here to just make sure that there is an amazing change. Then here you can see I started doing trivia just to back up this claim, where I said you need to leverage on trends and challenges. When I saw it, I knew I had to jump on it. And then this is another trivia. After being consistent with the same look and the same approach to how things are supposed to be, I have 2.2 million views. That's the biggest I've had so far, and I'm really appreciative and thankful that it was possible. That same video had 1.1 million on Instagram, and then the same video at the top here, which had like 300k, blew up to have 570,000 on Instagram. That only proves one point. You see, from these things I'm doing, I'm becoming diverse, and I'm giving back value and value time and time again. Now you can see here, to just end this video, I'm going to be showing you guys why people follow you and why people followed me, and why you need to pay attention to everything here. The first reason why people follow you, it means your content is worth their time. Nobody wants to invest into a video that is not worth their time. They have a lot of things to do. They have families to feed. They have money to make, and they can't just spend all the time in the world just watching your videos if it is not clean or good enough. Then the second reason why people love and follow you is because they can relate to your content, which means you have to make relatable content. Like I said, when you pick a niche, you need to consider things like discoverability and how you can pique the interest of a community that loves what you are saying. Then the third one is you are entertaining. Now, if you look at this content that has 2.2 million, it's really entertaining. I watched it personally multiple times because it is pretty fascinating, and I felt like, ooh, if this guy can do it, I can too. Then it still means that you motivate them in a way. Like I just said, if I can, it means you can. This video is just a motivational video also, which means it's providing value to you that is watching the video itself. Then we have you sell products that they want. There are lots of Instagram pages I follow because they sell what I need at the moment. So if you are someone that has like interest in selling sample packs, or you just have like amazing stuff, like music is a commodity and it's a product. People stick around Whiskey, Davido, and the likes of DaBaby and the rest because they have a product people want. And now they have to stick around to see more of it. It's a dopamine effect, you understand? So the last one is you share value and insight. I can say totally like this is same thing with, it means your content is worthwhile. But the thing is, value and insight is totally different, because value is something that is immeasurable, you understand? So if you provide value and insight, everybody will definitely want to stick around. Like when I was saying the things you need includes YouTube, This channel is part of a channel you need to learn a lot of stuff. And with internet access at your fingertips, all you need is a platform that provides value and insights. So with all these points here, I'm definitely just going to give you guys a lot more videos explaining the inside process of how some of these things came to be. So if you are watching this for the first time, I'd really advise you click on the subscribe and turn on post notification, because there is so much more than just this that I have to share with the world. And I'm just so happy that this presentation style is making it easier. If you like the way these videos are and you like the quality of knowledge you are learning, you can just appreciate me by clicking on the subscribe and then dropping a comment where you are telling me what you want to know. And if there's any question you have, you can just still let me know in the comments so I can grow and learn, because this is a process that I know is going to take a lot of effort and time and consistency. So I'm here to give you guys amazing gems. But until then, make sure you keep making amazing contents, and don't forget what we said today, and keep being fruitful and productive. Do not give up on your goals. Stay consistent and approach everything with the assumption that life itself is full of opportunities. There's so much you can do using this little table right here. And if you enjoyed what you've seen so far, do ensure to share with someone that needs this video. Until then, I'm your boy Hitsound. Click on the subscribe and turn on post notification. See you guys in the next video.